All right, what's up, folks? We are playing some Standard here on the Ultimate Guard channel, and we are playing the Moose, Ketramose. Of course, Ketramose seeing a ton of play in Modern. If you missed it, I did coverage for the regional championship last weekend, and of course, there's a lot of Breach, but there's a little bit of Ketramose too. So, card's seeing a good amount of play in Modern. I haven't seen anyone actually play Pioneer in a while, so I have no idea if it's seeing play there or not, but not seeing much play in Standard. It's a hard card to build around despite being very, very powerful. A 4/4 for 3, menace, lifelink, indestructible. Not actually a creature unless there are, I guess it is a creature, but it's not, you can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. More importantly though, whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield, and also during your turn, 2 caveats there, from hand, not going to work and stuff, you draw a card and lose life. And this deck was that Robert Graves won an RCQ with, a standard RCQ during SCGCon Charlotte, which of course is a Modern tournament. And just like I have a cool like black-white control deck with a lot of these cranial extraction effects. Of course, Deadly Cover-Up, can exile threats. The End, same idea, exiling threats. And then one main deck copy of Ancient Vendetta. Literal cranial extraction. Just choose a name, and those cards go away. So, pretty good against Domain with effects like that. And then a bunch of stuff against aggro as well. Beza, Temporary, Lockdown, Legions to Ashes. And of course, all of these cards exile, right? So Lockdown, exiles. Anoint, exiles. Parting Gust, exiles. One weird thing here is that there are 4 Soul Search, which is a discard spell that exiles. Does not actually trigger Ketramose because it is a hand exile, not a graveyard or play exile, but whatever. I don't know. So also got Kai up top, which is pretty sweet. And then honestly, Cease Desist is pretty cool. Destroying all artifacts and enchantments is very valuable in some matchups. It's also fodder in the graveyard for Deadly Cover-Up. Cyborg's got a few things in here. Urza Silic's great against Domain. A couple extra threats, which is cool too, with already the consoles. So, we're going to give it a spin and see how it goes. Of course, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. We're here on the Ultimate Guard channel, and Ultimate Guard, just a phenomenal company that makes great products, but also a phenomenal company because of the things they do in the community. What you're watching right now, they run an awesome channel on Twitch, which also will have event coverage, which is great. And then, of course, at events, they have just an awesome booth. So many cool things going on, meet and beats, and so much more. So, phenomenal company, doing great things in the community. You couldn't ask for more. So, Ultimate Guard, proud partner with Ultimate Guard. Check out Ultimate Guard, of course, on the website or wherever fine Ultimate Guard products are sold near you. All right, we are in. And we are doing it. Surveil land, lockdown, and rule spell. Hopefully they're playing creatures here, but we're going to keep this and let it ride. Looking for the Moose as usual. And there it is. They, I don't know, whatever. There it is. The God. We got an island. Sure. So, what's up, Karn? Alright. Just chill. Cast the Moose. A little Demir. Oh, hello. Rona, Herald of Invasion. So, interesting. We could anoint this. We're going to wait. I'll try to get the Moose online, I think. And we can lock down, maybe play more stuff. Rona's a card not seeing how to play lately. Rona's a card that's, was big in the Legends decks and stuff, but, not really super big without the things going on there. But cool card, Looter, untaps with Legends. What's up there, friend?
Anyone home?
Rona loot. And Rona discards a ill-timed explosion and then a Plaza of Heroes. So we're in some unique space here. Maybe a monument deck. You see Relic of Legends too. Alright, sure. So, we can just anoint here. I mean, firing up Lockdown's kind of cool. Could have bigger fish to fry later though. I'll just anoint and draw a card. So, let's anoint the Rona, draw a card of the Moose, and Demolition Field. Alright. Sure. Play tap land, say go. We can, like, double field next turn. If they're playing a lot of colors, maybe they're not playing many basics. Relic of Legends. This card doesn't really do fair things, typically. Cavern of Souls on human. Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Sure. That's fine. I mean, like, I guess we're just going to cover up and kill this. We don't get to exile anything. It's kind of a tilt, honestly, but Represents a lot of damage over the next few turns, and with Ketramose in play, we want to obviously keep our life total high as well. Drew another land, which kind of stinks, but yeah, I guess we'll just kill this Deadly Cover-Up. Kind of sucks, but whatever. Play second Demolition Field. I definitely am interested in double fielding them at some point soon. Try and see if they're only playing one basic, because it looks like they're playing a lot of colors here with Positive Heroes and Cavernous Souls. What's up, Mike? Rakdos joins up. Turn to our creature card, your graveyard, with 2 counters on it. And whenever a legendary creature you control dies, that much damage. Oh my god. We're going to die, like, really fast here. Never mind. Just kidding. We drew the end. Literal perfect draw. Couldn't have been a better draw. So we take 2. This will exile all their Shieldreds and put us in a pretty good spot. It'll draw a card with the Moose. And it won't even trigger the Rakdos joins up. Yeah. Better lucky than good, as they say. So let's start chipping away at Plaza of Heroes. I doubt they're playing counter spells. They already have 2 mana up anyway, so. Let's pop a field on here. I'm gonna get a swamp. Or plains, whatever, doesn't matter, I guess. The birds are chirping. Play plains. And play a land. And play the end. Cards said about something. Casting said about something. Everyone's being problems. They're going to Bitter Triumph their own creature to deal 6 to my face. And no exile and no draw. Sure. Cure the Rising Tide. Discarding 2 lands. They did get a basic. We have 2 more Field of Ruins to work with, so. Yeah, my coast. Yeah, I don't think they have more basics. I mean, I'm in for just Field of Ruins for literally days here, so let's just start popping in. Hit Plaza of Heroes. Karn, what do you want, man? They're gonna sack it and respond. I guess this is like Stone Rains me, but like it's fine, I guess. So that's there. They're actually pretty close to curing me. I can Parting Gust on their turn. Give them a fiche. They're out of plazas now too, which works out well. So Backstreet, ship a Backstreet, and just say go. Honest Rustine. Alright, we can cease instead, I guess. Exile a card from the graveyard. So this targets something. So if any legendary creature dies, I take that much damage. Jeez. It's actually pretty scary. Alright, their target shield, we're going to exile that. So exile 2, gain 2. So goodbye Shieldred and I don't know, Elzime Explosion. And then I gain 2 and draw a card. I will not draw off Ketramose. It is on my turn. I kind of wish I got a temporary lockdown the Rona earlier. Here's 7. And we draw Beza. Perfect draw. Actually perfect. 4 cards currently in exile for the Moose. Beza's not going to give us any fish. We're just going to get 4 life. And that is it. Here's Beza. And I guess we want to Gust and draw too. Gust like... Let's Gust Kiora. Gust this. Get a fish. Draw a card. Lockdowns for days. Lockdown not great here. Good enough, though. Good enough, apparently. Alright, so some sort of graveyardy, legendy something deck. I think I want these Ghost Vacuums. I think I want the Tactics. I don't think I want this Vendetta. I don't know what I want to do with that. The lockdowns also seem pretty bad. So, cut the lockdowns. The Tactics come in. And maybe exercise hits Shieldred, which is kind of important. Doesn't much else though. All right. Negotiation. Let's try this. All right. Vacuum tactics and 1,000,000 lands. Opponent mulligans though. This is great. I think that's awesome actually. Hit their first creature. Fire up a vacuum. Got a couple back streets. Sewers. Sure. Tactics it is. This card also exiles, so we get no moose. Double Plaza, Theater, and Kiora. So sure. Keeping Kiora under control of vacuum is pretty good, pretty big deal. They draw Rona, but with the ability from vacuum to kind of mop things up, it's kind of fine, I think. Backstreet sees Demolition Field. They showed 2 basics, and I don't even really need to land, so just jump that. Fire up vacuum. There you go. Yeah, works for me. We got a ways to go here, but we'll figure it out. Rona loot. Discard a land. We have cover up too, so and the Cure isn't really threatening until the threshold's online. So draw 2, discard 2. Cure's a weird card. Discarding a Traxa. Well, that is not going to be a. That's not going to be a thing. We have to put an Traxa under our vacuum too, which is actually a pretty sick late game plan. Just 6 mana for an Atraxa later. Don't care if it's a 1/1, obviously. Soul Search, sure. Soul to squeeze. Reveal our hand, exile a card. Mana value is 1 or less. I get a Spirit token. That's a 4. That's fine too. Yeah. Backstreet. Beza. I'm pretty cool with Beza on this board. That's fine. So you go, just play Beza next turn. Big body, 2 fish. Don't gotta worry about Cure getting me, I don't think. Discard a land. What's up, folks? How are we doing today on the Ultimate Guard channel? Now, my YouTube folks, of course, take a second. You know, like, comment, subscribe, support the content. Feel like what we're doing here, playing awesome decks and having a good time. Discarding Ill-Timed Explosion. Okay. Yeah, they make the 8/8, we just have this cover up too, so. Take 3. NBD. Almost a good thing, because we want them to gain 4 life anyway, so. I'll just exile the explosion. 1 card in hand. Gain 4, make some fish. Ahead on other metrics, which is fine. Rona. Discarding another explosion. Sure. Well, Shoulder's pretty good into my my deadly cover up, so like that. Think we're gonna be wrapping things up next turn. They discard a Virtue of Persistence. Alright, so we're going to exile the Virtue. We've got only 3. Maybe our opponent will be kind enough to block my Beza. I think that's pretty transparent, but honestly, it's still 4 damage, so attack with just that, so it's not like screaming a Wrath. Alright, well, we didn't get him anyway, so whatever, it's fine. So let's go land, Wrath, mop this thing up, and let's just do the... We're going to do what we're going to do here. We got Atraxa down here too, so with 1 card left, feeling pretty good. So there you go. They got Graveyard's full now, but maybe we should have just like because they have Honest Rustine too. So draw it on tap land. We're just putting Atraxa in play next turn, which will a 1/1 Atraxa is still very, very good. Old, honest, rusty. Good choice to wait, Jim.
Poor, predictable Bart. Always takes rock.
Target the Kiora, sure. So we'll exile the Kiora. And a little Kiora for our trouble. Alright, well, we can pop this and get Atraxa and Kiora. Or we can wait a little bit. And get more cards. I kind of want to get more cards, actually. I'm just going to play a land as I go. Probably anoint the Rusty while we're tapped out. And then we'll just get Shieldred, too. Get the whole Monty, you know, I'm greedy. If I draw away to kill this... Whatever. Relic of Legends. Inti. Oh, yeah, we're off to the races, folks. Give me that Shielder, please, too. I want it all. I want it all. Tracks. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Game. Blouse.
Even as 1-1's still quite good. All right, game 2. I like this Kaya going. I'm a Kaya fan. All right. Yeah, Sand's great. Again, definitely a deck that wants to play against creatures, but all the cranial effects are pretty good. All right, well, if we got Domain here, it'll be an interesting one. So, Backstreet Beza. Let's get shit Beza here. I mean, hitting beans with Lockdown isn't, like, great, but Soul Search. Sure. Gone Searching. They've got Pest Control, whatever. Day of Judgment, whatever. Sunfall, whatever. Overlord, but no way to cast it yet. Interesting. Sunfall can deal with the Moose, with Ketramose, but they have a lot of ways to do so. We have Parting Gust also, so we can protect it. I think I want to check the Overlord. Like, even though they can't cast it yet, just like having Overlord versus not having Overlord is just night and day in the Domain deck. And there's your green, so sure. Cool. So now we can play the Ketramose before they can Sunfall and protect it with this Gust. So just go land. The Moose. The Moose is loose. They'll probably cycle as Pest Control. And yeah, the End's pretty great here. Great card in the matchup. They play Swamp. Not Island is interesting. And Binding, sure. So exiles a creature. Courtyard, Lockdown. Yeah, we're just going into Drago land here, I think. Both players not doing too much. Kaya's pretty nice, pretty hard to remove. And okay. Grab a Snickers, folks. Legion Ashes can destroy a non-land permanent, so it can destroy the binding. So you have a couple ways to do that. Cease Desist can destroy it. Yeah, it's cool. And of course our sideboard has got some good stuff here too. There's a Verge, we're drawing Anoint, so definitely a matchup where both players have dead cards in game 1. Alright. Well, we didn't draw a land, but we drew a Maze Mind Tome, which is like the second next best thing. Card.
Let's try another card.
We have another Binding here, but it's still a great exchange for us. Just want to get land 7 for Kaya. That's a land. That's a land that can even weaken the Field of Ruin them. Yeah, their mana base is pretty inassailable at the moment. Might still do it, but they have like white, white, white. I'm sure they have planes in their deck, obviously. Plenty of green. I think Portico, I guess, is a little annoying for them. Yeah, Maze Mind Tome is gas. I get a Verge, too. Yeah, I don't see a reason to use the field here. Untap and draw. Maze Mind Tome number 2. Just jamming Kaya. I mean, Kaya and... So Kaya has no ultimate, but Kaya will plus to Helix each turn. Could also draw 2, but it'll let them scry. Not really... I guess we didn't make a land drop this turn. So... We cast Kaya, just draw 2, and try to make a land drop.
I've killed many who deserve death. Now we'll protect
You draw 2 cards, each opponent may scry 1. They're looking for threats too, but like, we have answers. I think we're in good shape here. So draw. Obviously, at 20 life, we're not, you know, really pushing the clock here. Draw lands, great. They scry 1. Maze Mind Tome, temporary lockdown. A little anti-synergy, but they scry bottom, cool. Play a land, cool. Say go. The lockdown's very good in this matchup anyway, so. Land again. Oh, I'm not gonna scry. Courtyard, sure. I think I'm pretty inclined to just draw a card here. Demolition Field, sure. Plus Kaya. And begin the pain train. Play Tome and another Courtyard. Leaving up the end, Anoint, and Demolition Field. And a draw on the end step if we want it. Just classic, like, you know, black-white board control. Psychopath control. Of course, this also can exile a creature or enchantment. Make a copy of it. So we can like hit their binding maybe. But like kind of risky to have a binding of our own. It's a creature that can just die. So like not in a huge rush to do that. Yeah, just gonna chill. Let's draw a card. More Annoyance. Legion to Ashes. Alright, that we're interested in. We're gonna Legion Miss Ketramose. Free. So, just sort of like a weird Vindicate. Alright, so now only 2 cards in exile present, that's fine. Just gonna plus and Helix again. Play Demolition Fields. I guess we'll just draw a card because we can try and draw a discard spell or something like that, but sure. Already put a land, that's fine. Yeah, just chilling. I mean, remember one of our cards are put in the grave exile from graveyard to the battlefields. It's funny, we lock down our own Maze Mind Tome. Maze Mind Tome also exiles itself too, which is kind of gas, so it'll draw a card of the Moose. Then we're going to Sunfall, just to Moose. So, beginning of the next end step this return, so we're going to blink out our Ketramose. Exile target non-token creature, if it wasn't promised, return that card to battlefield on control, be next end step. Yep. So target this, we'll leave you draw a card also of the Moose. Parting Gut's kind of cool here. Not a great removal spell, but has a little bit of flexibility too. And draw a card. Maybe not, actually. Oh, it's their turn. Done, right. And they're done. They are tapping out. Wow. Cool. So we're going to bring Exercise, Urza Silix, Tactics, Negotiations, maybe Vendetta, maybe Annexes. Cut all the lockdowns, all the Bezas, all the Anoints. And then cover-up's like pretty good because of the cranial effect. These Annexes are kind of bad, right? We're going to win with Ketramose and Kaya. I almost read a second Kaya, honestly. If they have a counter spell of their own. No duress is pretty weird. Just like actual 0 duress the entire 75. Standard's an important format too. We got, of course, the RCs are coming up, and then Nicole has a qualifier this weekend too. I might try and qualify for that. So good to think about these decks. So each player chooses 6 lands they control to draw out the permanents. Only as a sorcery. So this card's insane against them. It kills all their bindings. It puts their lands back to 6 if they have they've been overlording and stuff. I'm gonna dump these. Go Threat Light. All right. Yeah, it's fine. It's not great. We're only 2 lands, but yeah, Maze Mind Tome, discard spell, the Moose. The Moose. The only problem with playing this deck in an RC would be if this card's extremely expensive. They're going to play a Rest in Peace. What does that actually do against us? Like, 'cause I can't evidence the cover-up. I feel like that's it. That is strange. Rest in Peace looks a little weird here, I'm not going to lie. We're just going to Soul Search. Soul to Squeeze. We see a Zur, a Binding, and an Overlord. Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. It also, now all the cards that would go to the graveyard are just going to get Ketramose, so, like, that's kind of strange. But Binding, Zur, Overlord. I guess we are a little light on ways to deal with the Zur at the moment. Overlord, we have Cover Up, which is fine. Exercise is power, right? Yeah, it is power. However, the Overlord's much more threatening. But Zur could, like, actually spiral out of control a little bit. I don't think Zur. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, though. Overlord's 2 turns away, but we have Cover Up. They have Binding, we have Exercise, so all, you know, here nor there. Yeah, weird sideboarding. Maybe they just think we're, like, a ramming deck or something like that. I really don't know. Here's Shadowy Backstreet. We are not ending the Overlord. They have Binding is not currently up. They only have 2 land types. It shows they play Cavern of Soul on Avatar. Just play Ketramose, right? We could play Maze Mind Tome tap land, but I think I want to give them the option to Binding this instead of play Overlord, because I have the Exercise already too, so. Nope, 2 Overlord, sure. And of course, the Cover Up plus Ketramose synergy is pretty awesome. Binding Negotiations. Reveal their hand, choose a non-land card from it. If you do, they discard the card. Otherwise, put a face-up exiled card they own in the graveyard. So mostly just a discard effect. Note that it's hand, so no draw off Ketramose. We're setting up for a Cover Up next turn, probably. Just deal with these moths. Top card is another copy of the End. I don't think I want that. Machine lands. And their hand is another Overlord and 2 Bindings. I think it's the Overlord. Yeah, just take that. And we need to draw a land for Cover Up. These random insects, you know, are a little annoying. I don't think we want... What's it called? Temporary Lockdown post-board. But it does, like, mop up these tokens, which is kind of important. Can of Beanstalk and stuff too. Soul Search again and no land. That is not ideal. Alright, so let's Maze Mind Tome and just draw a card, I think. We can upkeep Scry as well if we're, like, desperate. But draw off this.
Just get a new one.
Cool. And then we have the End for the Overlord once it comes off impending. Wow. Very aggressive. You won't be pushed around.
That is huge.
Alright, it's 2 cards in hand. Next turn is the Overlord. Next turn is probably just like discard spell into the End. I'll cast the Wrath here. Yeah, it's not like the best thing ever, but it's fine. Just stay alive. Those are gone. Again, Rest in Peace turns off the ability to evidence it anyway, so. There's Overlord. That's pretty good, sure. Parting Gust. So, we want to discard spell. We want to the End this. It is true they only well now they have everywhere. We could field their everywhere, which is very reasonable, I think. Turn off and make their domain more difficult, but for now we're just going to start here. We're going to Soul Search into the End. We could Exercise to get back Ketramose and then the End. If they brought in a negate, I'm sorry, the mana's not up. Never mind. Yeah, we're good. We're just gonna do that. So let's get back Ketramose and then the End. And so exile this.
Get off my plate.
Her hand is Get Lost, Get Lost.
Still a piece of garbage.
One more Overlord. They've got green Overlords, a Beza, 3 Zers, 4 Beans. That's really it. Sure. Have no graveyard, obviously. Draw, and the most is also a creature now too, which is kind of sweet. Draw a card. And feeling pretty good here. Hedge Maze. Can always give them a fish to deal with their thing. Legion of Ashes. I mean, Get Lost is actually just blank. Yeah, the Rest in Peace turns us on too, which is kind of gas too. So, 3/2/2. I think I like just attacking. Let's start there. Come on now. Look, Ketramose.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Look at him. Take 4. So, yeah, I like fielding here. They'll have... Actually, they have Maze and Backstreet now. much less relevant as they have 4 types. When they only had one other type in play, they had 2 or 3, I guess. But I guess it's even that good. We'll just tome and draw a card. Play tome, draw a card, hold up Parting Gust.
Give me another one. Give me another one.
And Surveil. And Surveil, I said. Not a lot to do here to get lost in your hand, you know? Someone to get lost their own thing. We'll dump the extra Mose. One more cards put into... So, it's exile from graveyards or the battlefield, not from scrying or whatever. I mean, Soul Search, not going to cast. Parting Gust, leave that one up. Holding up Gust to protect the Moose is kind of cool, too. Doesn't. Sure, whatever. Says Menace, Lifelink, Indestructible. You draw a card off it, I guess, but Rides end. Sorry. Just a little bunny rabbit here. Comes back in. Gets a counter, too, and now I can fight with the Beza. Oh, my God. That's awesome.
That is huge.
All right. Let's draw a card. Let me draw another Ketramose. Sure. We can Legion to Ashes the Overlord, just like preemptively. I think that's fine. We're going to attack also. Yeah, just do this. Do this. Draw a card. And we draw another Maze Mind Tome. Sure. Attack for 5. Play Maze Mind Tome. And so you go. I don't know how good this Soul Search card is, but it feels like it was almost a deck building error. Like they just thought it triggered Ketramose and it just doesn't. Because it's kind of a weird card to play otherwise. And if it did trigger Ketramose, awesome, but... And no attack, which is weird. Because I can't block. So, like, it's a bit odd. We draw Tactics, and they have 2... You know, that's very strange. Alright, let's just draw a card. Okay. I think I'm just going to draw another card.
Give me another one. Give me another one.
Maze Mind Tome putting in the work right now. Alright, attack for 5. These Get Lost looking atrocious. Can't even kill Kaya, you know? 6 to 24. Backstreet says... We should keep that, honestly. We just want lands. Make our land up so we can draw more cards. Anything else, friend? Just another land? Man, this is a pretty convincing match here. Like, I guess they flooded a little bit, but... Taste of Domain.
Are you kidding me? That's right. We're moving on now.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, so I got a mulligan here. Obviously, no lands. And this is fine. Let's keep this. Ship a demolition field. And having lockdown is definitely a nice insurance policy if their hand gets frisky. Spire Bluff, Spire Bluff. Prof's Eidetic Memory, sure. Alright, well, soul to squeeze, I guess. And they are a... Looks like Jeskai Oculus. So, unsummon, torch, spell pierce, recommission. I mean, we could just, like, take the spell pierce and then... Well, I guess we take spell pierce and try and lock down the FOMO and the Prof's memory. And they just bounce off the FOMO back to their hand. Spell Pierce is like probably the best card they have against us, though. I'm gonna take the Spell Pierce. I think that's like fine for us if that is the exchange. We should get a token too. Oh, look at that. If this card hits a token and it gets a token, it is pretty sick, right? It's like Deep Cavern Bats, but like with no downsides or no risk. Discarding Recommission, living up their Torch and their Bounce Off. Profs is really good. Big Profs fan. Okay, so we'll attack for 1. We lock down, they bounce the FOMO. I think that's kind of fine, honestly. It's like just, it's 2 for 1. I guess the proc gets a card back, but just like makes them recast their thing without a counter. I think it's just fine. So, not the best lockdown ever, but. So effectively, this deck has like 2 main engines. They got the Maze Mind Tomes and the Ketramoses. I'd like to find one of those at some point, somewhat soon, but. This deck also probably only has 1 basic in it, so our Field of Ruins might be live. Bitter Reunion. Starting towards the tower. Sure. And FOMO. We have Rest in Peace in our board. There actually are no Rest in Peace in our board, just Ghost Vacuum. And we draw another Lockdown. That's kind of cute. I'm in for that. Lock it up. And just say go. Oh, it's an Oculus. I actually missed the Oculus going to the bin. That's fine. If they get a Manifest, we just have to end it. The nightmare scenario here is that they have a way to reanimate this Oculus, and they manifest another Oculus. PDUS of this deck had no basics. Ours played 1 basic. If they have 0, it's also gas, though. They don't have a planes, that's for sure. They have 2 white sources now, though. So, all right, let's pump this. And they are going to manifest Dread. Bit a Torch Tower. And they have Bounce Off in their deck, possibly. I guess we'll upkeep the... They can have Spell Pierce, too. I think we just do another upkeep. Let's play land. Say go. End step, it's an Indy. That's actually even better, so let's do this. So, we the end the Oculus and get out of here.
So you get nothing.
FOMO
You
Torch.
lose. Good day, sir.
Alright, so their deck is Steam Core Scholar, another Profs, 2 more FOMOs, 2 more Inties, another spell. So 2 main deck Spell Pierce, and just some stuff. And they have 0 basics. Where are they? Cool. Cool. What's up, Avowin? Alright, so those are gone. We ain't dying to an Inti by itself, you know, so we would usually draw a what's it called? A engine of some sort, but here's FOMO. Currently at instant and sorcery in the graveyard. Discarding another Torch Tower. They do have Profs in play, so and the Inti. We do need to like deal with this stuff. Hopefully I target the Inti. Yeah, because we're gonna kill the Inti, so. Without Oculus, though, I think they're gonna struggle to actually kill us, so discard another Inti. And they hit a Spell Pierce. We draw a Deadly Cover-Up. Sure, that works for me. Now we know there's no Spell Pierce to worry about, so let's get our evidence here. And we'll get rid of probably FOMO. The graveyard has 1 FOMO. There's 2 FOMOs missing. Yeah, I think FOMO's a more populous threat. They have a FOMO in their hand. Hilarious. 1 there. Of course, in the graveyard. And now their library has 3 Steam Core Scholars, an Inti. They need to win the game with 3 Steam Core Scholars, 4 Spyglass Sirens, and a Inti. That's literally all they have left to win with. So, it would be embarrassing to lose this game. I would prefer not to do that. They have 9 threats left, and we have 2 kill spells literally in our hand already. So, the God. The Moose. And they also cannot remove this, right? So, I think we're all rolled up here. Think we're in good shape.
Yeah.
Gonna say go. Baneslayer, Phyrexian Arena. What can't this card do, right?
On the machine!
Alright, so Scholar's fine. They have a Sarah Angel here, which is totally reasonable, obviously. I guess we'll field them at some point. Discard some lands. Scholar number 2. Fortunately, Legion of Ashes is not Maelstrom Pulse. It is Exile target non-land permanent and all tokens they have with the same name. So we'll not kill both of these, but obviously just 1-for-1 is totally fine too. So they have a big chunk on the memory. We're going to wait till our turn to Departing Gust. We're going for like the flawless victory here. They're just like not going to have any not gonna have any cards left. Alright, let's get a whatever, planes. And untap. And we're gonna Legion to Ashes the 6/6. Draw a card. And Lush Portico is the draw. Sure, let's do this too, whatever. Take your damn fish. Draw. Oh my god, yeah. This is going places. This is yeah. Flawless victory we're looking for here. Remember the Inti, sure. Alright, little fish. 1 fish, 2 fish, red Inti, blue fish. They get to find a land, attack for 2. We draw Cease Desist. Sure, that will draw a card, so let's exile Inti and I don't know, whatever. We're going to gain some life. We're going to draw 2 cards and gain 2 life. Not too shabby for 2 mana. That's what I thought.
Game.
That's what I thought, folks. Flawless victory. So,
Blouses.
what are they going to have on their sideboard? They're going to have like a few more counter spells, maybe. Definitely don't like the Vendetta. I don't think. The main deck Vendetta is pretty sketchy. When it's attached to like a good rule spell or a good Wrath, it's just one thing, but like just casting Cranial Extraction is pretty bad. Beza is kind of okay against them. Lockdown it's like fine, but if they have a lot of disenchants in their board, that's pretty scary. Definitely want to cut at least a few of those, if not more. Maybe just cut all of them. And then bring in some vacuums. Exercise is pretty... It's fine. Not great. Authority of the Consuls is not good. The Tactics is not bad. Negotiation... worse. You already have a Soul Search. There's a lot of discard effects. I think I like the Tactics. Cover up, Cease, Kaya, Anoint, Gust. I guess Exercise isn't like great. You have plenty of ways to deal with Oculus. It's not like it's like we're short on that. That's good. Boo, boo, boo. Dream's better with the Moose over Tactics. You discard man will not trigger the Moose. We mulligan that game too. Yeah. I could see an argument for keeping this hand. We just have like the vacuum, and if we draw any land, we have Maze Mind Tome. But like the magic seems pretty good. But just mulligan and have a playable hand. Sure. This is not a great hand, but it's fine. The 1 Lush Portico is just like a 5th Surveil land. There's definitely some things about this list I might change, but all right. Maze Mind Tomb. That's kind of appealing actually. I'm gonna keep that. Soul Search. Dig those out of the freaking draft common bin, you know? FOMO discards a land. And we discard a Scholar Helping Hand FOMO. So they bank an Oculus up the top. We each have Annoying anyway, so just take Scholar. It's actual card advantage. Next turn will likely be Tome Tap Land, setting up for a Beza. Not quite at Delirium just yet. We draw Ketramose. Jeez. Kind of puts us off curve to Ketramose. I kind of want to play Beza next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. The thing about Ketramose is... I think that's good. The thing about Ketramose is that the turn you cast it, it is pretty clunky. You really want to be able to use it immediately. That's why it's so good at Modern, because you can like Ketramose and Solitude in the same turn. Attack for 4. They have like they need to have like disdainful stroke here, I think, to make a difference. 2 fish and 4 life is monstrous game. Alright, so you go. He might scry end step, look for land 5. Steam Core Scholar, sure. Yeah, I think we're going to scry end step and maybe even upkeep to look for the... I really prefer to draw a card. I think folks scry on average too often with this card, as opposed to trying to get max value out of it. But I think we want land 5 really bad here, so... Alright, so, scry, looking for an untapped land. Bottoming basically any non-untapped land. And there it is. Lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
That is huge.
Alright, so we are going to play land. We're going to play Ketramose. And then we are going to cast Anoint in our main phase, because otherwise we won't draw a card. This is the new dawn, just like the old dawn. Spell Pierce. Into the Floodmaw, sure. So we... Why did they give me a fish?
Here comes the money.
I guess they assumed it wasn't a creature. Because most gods, like, Ketramose has the text where, like, it can't attack or block if it's not on, but it's still actually a creature. Whereas most of the gods are not creatures until the devotion is hit. So, like, I guess I just thought it wasn't a creature. But it being a creature is, like, pretty important because you can, like, anoint it or dismember it or whatever else, too. But, hell, we'll take it. All right. Not gonna lie. This deck's kind of gas. It seems to strike a pretty big chord between being good against aggro decks and also good against domain. I would love to see it against, like, the blue tempo decks, but those aren't that prevalent at the moment. One card you gotta be scared of is Sunspine Links out of, like, the red decks in longer games, but there's a good number of basics, not a ton. But definitely things I would change. I think I would never play this card main deck. They're just really, really bad. And then Lush Portico, probably also not necessary. But this deck's sweet. Honestly, pretty cool little deck here. Again, Robert Graves played this deck to a 5-0 at an RCQ last weekend at the RC in Charlotte as a side event, and deck's kind of nice. So more to go on stream, but you two folks love you. Like, comment, subscribe. You're all great. Peace.